Okay, are you an investor, property buyer, property owner that is thinking about starting an Airbnb in the city of Bastrop? Well, that can be a very profitable venture, but you should definitely watch this video first. I'm Judah Ross. I'm a local realtor here in Bastrop. I work with buyers, sellers, investors, and a lot of them are thinking about Airbnb at this point. The city is about to pass an ordinance that is really not going to impact you too much, but there's some really important points to know, and that's what we're going to cover today. Before we get started, please smash that like and subscribe button. If you'd like to, you can gently tap it as well, but that would definitely help me with this channel. We're already at 50 subscribers, which is amazing, but let's get to 100. So please do that. If you have any questions, if you run an Airbnb in Bastrop, please comment in the comments below. And of course, if I can help you with any real estate needs, reach out to me. My information is in the description. My number is 512-998-1957. Let's jump right into it. So I just attended a town hall last night at City Hall in Bastrop, and they were discussing this proposed ordinance that seems very likely is going to pass. Now, I want to start off by saying, and I had asked this question, they are not planning on limiting the amount of Airbnbs, certainly not at this point. Austin had tried doing that in the past, and they got slammed in court. So I think the city certainly seems to be cautious in how they're going about this. They are really just they're making it super affordable, but they're really just doing this in order to be aware of the number of short-term rentals that are out there and make sure that health and safety is really at the forefront. So this is the notes that I took, just some shorthand yesterday at the event. This is for Bastrop County. We're not talking about that. And I will tell you that county in general has a lot less regulations. There's a lot less services too, but there's a lot less regulations. You do have to pay your hotel occupancy taxes. Airbnb collects that, at least for the state level. But there are county and there are city hot taxes or hotel occupancy taxes as well. This is part of why the city is trying to start a registration. And let's take a look real quickly at the Airbnb market in Bastrop before we jump into anything. So looking in the city right here, we're looking at stays. So we're seeing anywhere from $60 to $200. Here's a home in Bastrop, rented for $209. Here's another home renting for $213, downtown Bastrop. Nice simple home, nothing too fancy. Here's another one. Look, they got a cowboy pool on a ranch. Very cool, very fancy. We've got some homes in a subdivision here for $149. Here's another one for $213. You can rent a room for $50. Well, there's a lot of people doing this, and guess what? It's only getting bigger. It's only growing faster as more people come here. It is a wonderful place it's a wonderful place to live, and I'd certainly love to help you live here and buy a home here, but it's a wonderful place to visit. Bastrop has events all the time. We have a beautiful historic downtown, and you should definitely have a beautiful river, 2 state parks out here, an awesome historic main street with lots of great shopping, lots of great restaurants, lots of things going on all the time. So come on out and stay at one of these amazing Airbnbs. But again, if you are looking to start renting out your home or your property as an Airbnb, or you're looking to buy an investment and rent it out, well, here are some things to be aware of. So, first of all, an Airbnb, it means that it's rented out for less than 30 days at a time. Life safety is the focus of this upcoming ordinance for the city. Again, I emphasize this all the time, but we're specifically talking about the city of Bastrop. Bastrop is also the county, but this is just going to be the city. And it's pretty small, but again, this is where a large part of the population is located. We have about 14,000 people. In the next few years, it's going to grow. Before the end of the decade, we're going to hit 20,000. This is where this is the commercial center. This is where all the exciting stuff is going on. If you want an Airbnb that's walkable, quickly drivable, well, that's going to be here. So it includes historic downtown, Piney Ridge over here, small parts, the northern parts of Tahitian Village. You got Pecan Park over here, Bastrop Grove, Hunter's Crossing, and the amazing, beautiful Riverside Grove over here. So these are the main areas you're going to find those Airbnbs. Let's take a look at, so I always have people asking me, hey, what's the Airbnb market like? Well, here's some more options. Adorable guest house in the cabin. Wow, most people are on Airbnb. Okay, we have some on VRBO, but Airbnb seems to be the preferred platform. Let's see here. Got 150 a night. There's some river frontage ones. How cool is that? AirDNA is a great resource if you are considering buying or starting an Airbnb. And they're not going to give me free information right now, so we'll skip that. But here you go. This will tell you annual revenue. They're looking at around 46,000. So again, it can be very profitable. So less than 30 days, that is a short-term rental. So the big things you're going to have are a smoke alarm and a carbon monoxide alarm. You'll have to have working windows. They can't be caulked shut. You're going to have a inspected fire extinguisher, the same level. I forget what they call it. But it's the same level that like a commercial place would have to have. You're going to have it inspected annually, so that you have to get with a fire safety company. That's probably going to be the biggest hassle. But it's really important as well, and you'll have to have it near one of the exits. They'll be collecting hot taxes or hotel occupancy taxes. So in order to register your Airbnb, you'll have to be up to date just for that year, not for previous years. You'll have to be up to date on your hot taxes. And these go to funding some really important cultural aspects, visitor centers, our historical society, Opera House, the Care Community Center. Famously, visit Bastrop. They lost some of their funds, but they're coming right back, and they do some really great work. And then code compliance will be an issue. So they want to make sure that you're not making too much, and your guests aren't making too much noise. That lighting is good. That parking is good. So what are the things they're going to require from you? Well, they'll have to have your the address on file. They'll want to know who the owner-operator is and the contact information. You'll have to have a 24-hour and that could just be yourself, but a local point of contact. So maybe a property manager if you're doing that, who's available if there is an issue, if there's fires, whatever it may be. Um, you have to have a statement that you're in compliance with the rules. They want to know the number of bedrooms and occupants that you have, the number of off-street parking spaces that you're going to be taking up. They'll have a small, like 2 by 2 inch placard or sticker that you put on the windows. Really mostly for fire safety, just to say that this is a registered Airbnb. This city is, and I think they're doing a very good job, and I think they're approaching this genuinely, but they're really trying to make this very easy and non-threatening. Again, the price is hard to beat. It's only going to be $25 for the registration. You will have to have an inspection initially, just the first time, by the fire department. They're going to be checking up on all of these things, and I believe that's going to cost an additional $25 as well. But they're really trying to approach this in a customer service friendly manner without pissing people off. So, which I think is a good approach. Again, I think the city is aware that in Texas in particular, like when places like Austin have tried to crack down on STRs, then the lawsuits have favored the property owners. So I think that my take is they're trying to avoid any issues there. And I think in general, I really do like our current city management and the staff that they have. And I think this is just the right way to go about it. You'll have to have, just like you have in a hotel, there's like a floor plan with emergency exits. So you'll have to have that as well. So just a rough sketch of like, here's the exits, here's the rooms, here's how to get out. And you'll have a copy of the local regulations for short-term rentals in the house. The city will provide that for you, is what it sounds like. You can, the city will be, the planning technicians seem like they're going to be very happy to help you. You can do this all through MyGov, which is the online portal. You can come in. They'll help you in person. They'll have a kiosk in the city hall where you can set all this up. If you do have an issue. So, reasons you might get denied is if you provide false information. So if you lie on the application and they see that. If you're not up to date on hotel occupancy taxes, which again is only going to be for that year. They kept emphasizing this. So like if you haven't paid in previous years, they're not going back and looking at that and trying to penalize you. City gets 7%. I think hot taxes are about 14 or 15%, and city gets 7% of that. So it's a significant amount. They give you an idea. So last year in 2024, there were 42, registered or short-term rentals in Bastrop, and the city took in $54,000 from that. There's 24 that have registered so far this year, and we've taken in $10,000. If you are denied and you want to appeal it, it goes first to Director of Development Services, and then it'll go to the city manager, and then you can appeal to council. But again, it seems like they're really trying to work with you, so it doesn't have to get to that point. They'll help you correct any issues. You'll have one parking space per bedroom. This is like part of the code, but it seems for building, but it seems like this is where they're headed for STRs as well. The assistant city manager, who was the former fire chief, came up and spoke, and people were asking about how often inspections are going to be. So you'll have that initial one, but it seems like it's not going to be too often after that, simply because they don't have the manpower. So they're inspecting big businesses, retirement homes that we have here. So you'll probably every 3 to 5 years is probably when you can expect an inspection. But the first one, again, it'll be the building official and the fire department will be coming out to do that. Once council adopts this, it'll be 60 days from then where you can go ahead and register. One question that someone had that I thought was really good. Now, by the way, if you do want to watch the whole video, it was about 2 hours maybe. City has it online. It was on their Facebook stream live, and I believe they put it up on their YouTube channel. So it's really great, but I'm trying to give you a quick rundown with the perspective of someone who works in real estate, who's been involved with the city, and kind of focus on the main points and cut to the chase here. So, one question someone had was, is this going to affect my homestead, right? So the homestead is the protection you get, but mostly the tax benefits you get, the reduced property tax amount if you have a property as your homestead. It's the main place you live. Well, if you are renting out your property, then if you have a renter in there full time, like long term, 6 months to a year, then you can of course no longer claim it as a homestead. But what if you're just doing this part time as a short term rental on Airbnb? Well, as long as it's not rented for 6 months or more, it's not going to affect your homestead exemption, and that's cumulative. The city will be checking Airbnb and VRBO, checking these platforms to see if there are unregistered ones on there, and they'll send you out a letter, and they will be enforcing it. But again, they do seem to be wanting to approach this in a friendly manner, slowly kind of rolling things out. Yeah, I was pretty impressed with this. I expected this to come about. There had been talks of this for a while, and there is definitely a growing market here for short-term rentals. So I think the city is trying to be proactive about it and kind of get ahead of it and get a grasp on this. That's not to say that there won't be more regulations in the future. Having the registration, it's going to be required anyway. But and you really should be paying the taxes anyway. But this is going to allow them to be aware of what's going on. So, a lot of investors like short-term rentals. Neighbors, not necessarily, but they're not really putting restrictions on it at this time or the foreseeable future. So overall, I think this will be a positive. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My number is 512-998-1957. Comment below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think it'll be positive? Do you think it'll be negative? Do you have an Airbnb? Are you thinking about starting an Airbnb? What are your thoughts on this? So until next time, I'm Judah Ross with Bastrop Real Estate Group, and thanks for watching.